Hi guys, it's X. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video I am so excited for. I'm going to be revealing my 2024 New Year's resolutions. I don't know why this has become one of my favorite, most anticipated videos to film lately. I never was a person who believed in New Year's resolutions. I didn't start really making them until 2022. I always was a firm believer that if you wanted to change something or do something different, like, why wait till the new year? However, I don't know, like lately I've just been super excited to go over that. So in this video, I'm actually gonna go over what was in my happy jar because I tried really hard this year to actually follow through and do it. So we'll open everything in the happy jar. I'll explain what the happy jar is. Then we are going to go over my 2023 New Year's resolutions, see if I actually did them, made them, and then I will give you the update on what my 2024 New Year's resolutions are. So come along and join me on this video. If you've not been watching my videos on New Year's resolutions for the last, I don't know, 5 years, I do what's called a happy jar. So one year I made one of my own. It was really cute. It was in a mason jar, had seashells all over it, just things that I liked. But this my aunt gave me a few years ago as a gift, and so I just keep them in here. Basically what you do throughout the year is anytime something positive or happy happens to you, you put it in, you like make a note and put it in a jar, and then at the end of the year you just kind of go through them. So we are gonna do that. And the first one is May 25th, saw Dr. Demetriadis at the trauma conference. Okay, so I love trauma. That is my favorite type of nursing, and Dr. Demetriadis is a very well-known trauma surgeon. I used to love watching his lectures. I was lucky enough to have the privilege to even get to work with him, and when I left that job, like, not seeing his lectures was one thing that made me really sad, because he has doctors fly in from literally all over the world to train under him. And I went to the USC trauma conference and he was hosting it, obviously, because he works there. And I got a picture with him and I was just so excited, and I love him so much. He is so sweet. He is so just very smart and amazing, and I'm a huge fan. I'm like, didn't get my book signed by him, but I will this year in this trauma conference that's coming up. But I've like debated on going to work at that hospital or try to get a job there just so I can work with him again before he retires. Okay, next is March 2nd, 2023. Took a patient to the helipad. Okay, so this, I actually have somebody at work who does call me helipad, because all I ever wanted to do was, like Grey's Anatomy, was welcome somebody in on the helicopter helipad at work. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see them come, but I took someone that was very sick that we needed to fly out to another hospital for higher level of care, and I've always just wanted to do that. And the nurses were really nice enough to, the flight crew was really nice enough to take me, and they gave me a couple of gadgets, like this little, I'm not sure what it's called, but you can use them to work out. They're like little rings. They use them a lot in rock climbing. I forgot what they're called, but they're rings. And they gave me a pin, and it was just one of the most exciting like parts of my career so far. All right, next thing. On February 13th, 2023, this is, oops, I ripped it. Place my first arterial line. So the reason why I became a nurse practitioner was to place invasive lines and intubate, and that was my first arterial line. So that was really exciting for me. All right, next thing, June 9th, won the Good Catch Award. So I won an award at work. Basically, if you catch something and somebody submits it for you, you get just recognition. They came, they brought me, I don't think it was like flowers. I think it was like a card, a baseball that had everybody's signature on it, and then they took your picture. So it was really exciting to have. September 20th, passed my CCRN exam. So I've been an ICU nurse, I want to say about 5 years now, and I never got my CCRN, and it was just time. The reason why I waited, one, I felt like anybody can just read a book and take an exam and pass, so it didn't make me feel like a better ICU nurse having it or not. I also was in nurse practitioner school the first 3 years of my career as an ICU nurse, so I just waited, but it was finally time to get it, so I got it finally, and it was on my New Year's resolution, so we'll go over it. The next one, January 8th, went to Vera's baby shower. So Vera, these are all nursing related. Vera was one of my best friends in nursing school. Her and I just clicked very, very well. And we would always joke about like how much giving, like being in maternity class, like gave us baby fever. And we have so many inside jokes about this baby, but it's so funny. She finally had a baby, so I got to go to her baby shower. September 21st, climb Ladyface. Oh my God, let me tell you about this hike. So Ladyface is a hike near my home. It is the most dangerous, most scariest hike I've ever been on. It's only a mile up and then like a mile down. But there was this flag that's at the top of Ladyface that when I went the first time, I really wanted a picture with, but I was way too scared. Rock climbing is something that scares me, terrifies me. And this is literally cliffside. Like it's literally cliff on either side when you climb up to the rock. So I also hike alone. So if I fall, I'm falling to my death. Well, this particular day, I actually got the courage enough to actually go up the mountain, hiked Ladyface, and took a photo, and it was really, really exciting. So probably will never do it again. As I was coming down, I realized why that hike is so dangerous, but I'm glad I did it. Okay, the next one, it's gonna make me excited. May 11th was the Daisy Luncheon. So the Daisy Award is an award that I really, really wanted in my career. So somebody actually wrote to me, a nurse that I used to work with, and was like, you know, having awards doesn't make you a great nurse, which I agree, it does not. But the reason why I really wanted the Daisy Award was because I worked at Starbucks 10 years prior to me becoming a nurse, and I got to see all my friends graduate school, college, and go off into their new careers, and it took me so long. I didn't become a nurse till I was 27 till I graduate and just move on basically. And for 10 years Starbucks just, you know, drilled into my head like customer service, like it's all customer service based. So it's like, how could I not win an award solely based off customer service? Like, how can I not win this? It's not like I went out of my way to do things for people to actually win the award, but I always got nominated and just never won. And so after 10 nominations, I finally won the award, and I know it's in here. It has to be. Let me see. It has to be in here because I know I won this year. But I finally won, and it made just... The other reason why it was so special to me is because the statue that they give you is made in Zimbabwe by a tribe, and it funds the tribe's like liveliness, like their lifestyle. So it just meant a lot to me to win. And January 6th is when I won the Daisy Award. So once again, it is just... I feel like it's an award that's kind of hard to get because somebody has to nominate you. Not only that, when they pick the person who wins, you're up against everybody in the whole hospital. So it just meant so much to me to finally win. So I have my statue over there. Just like bring it, and I'll just insert photos. Okay, next thing, January 30th, I intubated and placed an HD cath. So intubating was something I really wanted to do as a skill, and place an HD cath was not something I ever really wanted to do. They're so big, they're so intimidating, but I really had to like put my big girl panties on because this person was not doing very well. I did not intubate the same person that I put the catheter on, but I got to intubate somebody, and I remember just having a really bad day, and this attending that I was working with, I absolutely love him because he always pushes the nurse practitioners to like do procedures, and that's one thing that I love about him. That's why he's one of my favorite attendings. And so I was a little sad when we were like, okay, we're reintubating this patient, because I was like, oh, they told me like anesthesia anesthesia residents are gonna do it, so I'm not gonna be able to do it. And he's like, okay, Christina, you're up, do it. And I was like, yay, I got on my first try. The HD catheter was a little nerve-wracking because the patient was actively not doing well. So I really had to get this line in really well and not mess it up. And you can pop somebody's lung. So I didn't want to do that. So I was really thankful that everything went smoothly, very well. Okay, I think this is the last thing that's in here. January 3rd. Started personal training. Oh, I'm gonna talk all about that soon, but I started personal training in the beginning of the year. I still work with my trainer. I love him. He has taught me so much, but I will get to my weight loss journey a little bit later in this video. So those are my happy things of the year. I love how they're all like nursing related, basically. But yeah, I tried really hard to stick to it this year because last year I had so much fun opening it. Like I remember my mom got her CNA license and I could have swore I wrote when my sister passed her exam. I know I wrote that down. Like I don't know where it is, but I did not forget you, Melissa. My sister passed her real estate exam sometime this year. I was really proud of her. But anyway, let's move on to if I reached my 2023 goals or not. I cannot wait to like erase this and put my new goals on, but here they are. So 1, read all the books that were in the room. There was about 8 of them. Meditate, journal, stretch 3 times a week. I don't have my green marker, but I did do that. Lose 15 pounds by June, lose 15 pounds by December. We'll get back to that because that's the only New Year's resolution that I did not get to. Learn about food, vitamins, and minerals. Done. So I took classes on, let's go back actually. So read all the books in the room. You guys, I don't know what happened to me in my life. Maybe it's just something that happens when you get older. I never was the type of person to read, and I read more than those 8 books. I finished all those 8 books and then I bought more books. Then I bought more books on top of those books. So we did it. Meditate, journal, and stretch 3 to 5 times a week. I've been very consistent on. I just have not circled and crossed that one off my list because of the fact that I have waited until the end of this year December, because I'm still working on it. But meditation, I've made a priority in my life to do at least 5 minutes a day, at least 2-3 times a week. Journaling, I've done a really good job of keeping up with writing in my journal. If I don't do it once a week, I at least do it once a month. So I'm at least proud of myself for that. Stretching 3-5 times a week. So I work out about 3 to 4 times a week and I stretch every single time, at least 15 minutes before I actually start my workout. So that was completed. The next thing was learn about food, vitamins, and minerals. So I did take like an official course to learn more about them. I'm not the type of person that can like take a class once and remember it forever. I have to keep learning about things, but the one thing that I did do on my weight loss journey this year was learn more about reading food labels and like what is good for you, what isn't. So I did do that. Finished all my CEUs, so I had to renew my license in February of 2024, so I had to finish at least 30 continuing education credits. Done it, it's all done, so now I'm set for the next 2 years. Run 100 miles. So I did run 100 miles. I think I ran like a little over that. I think it was like 138 or something for the year. I use the Nike Run app. I really love that app, so if you want to get into running, there we go. Add CCRN to my name. I did it. I passed finally. Forgot the date, but I know. I think it was in August or something. I'll have to rewind the video. But I finally added that to the end of my name. And then the next one was go to a new state. So we did. We went to Denver and we went to, where else did we go this year? Jesus Christ, how did I forget? New Mexico, because we went to the Hot Air Balloon Festival. So I had, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 goals. And the only one I didn't meet was losing weight, which I'll get to later on in the video. Okay. Out with the old and in with the new. So I'm so excited to reveal to you what my 2024 New Year's resolutions are. One of them has to do with the year specifically. So in 2022, I did 52 hikes for 22. 2023 was supposed to be the new me, 2023 new me, whatever, but the new me didn't happen. And I'll explain a little bit. And then 2024, I have 24 for 2024, but we'll get there. I should probably go grab a marker. All right, typically people have like one New Year's resolution. This year I have like 7. So let's just get right into it. So my first one is going to be, and I kind of like cheated already, learn Japanese. So excited. So I've always wanted to learn Japanese. However, when I was younger, people told me how hard it was. I've had friends who speak Japanese who told me how hard it was. And I was always just super intimidated. And while I was getting my degree, I didn't want to take that class because my GPA was already low when I first started going to college. You know, stuff happens. So my GPA was like a 2.9. Barely got into nursing school. And because of that, like, I did not want to take a difficult class that was gonna further lower my GPA, especially if I wasn't doing well. But the reason why I say I cheated is because I've been playing Duolingo for about 100 and something days. But my goal is to learn Japanese and go to Japan eventually, probably in 2025, maybe later in 2024. My husband has already been there. He told me navigating the train stations are like extremely difficult, and it's really hard when nobody speaks English. And so one of my goals was just to learn Japanese and be able to go there in comfort and feel comfortable. And my overall goal in life is to learn 5 languages. I've already chose those 5 languages. So I already speak English a little, Spanish, not super fluent, but I can get by. I'm gonna learn Japanese. I started learning Tagalog. Tagalog made more sense because I work in the nursing field and it is predominantly Filipinos, and I have a lot of Filipino coworkers, a lot of Filipino patients. So to me, it just made more sense to learn Tagalog. But I couldn't find an exact course. Like Duolingo doesn't offer it. I'm not sure about Rosetta Stone, but it just made the most sense to me. So I started listening to a podcast called Go Filipino, and I learned a couple of words, but I will get back to that once I finish Japanese, because Japanese has always been on my list. And then my last language that I want to learn, my 5th one, will be American Sign Language. I think learning a language in anyone hearing their native tongue makes them feel so much more comfortable. Not only that, I think communication is so important. It is the key to any relationship. So being able to communicate with other people, I just find so fascinating. I have a few friends who are interracial couples, and like I have one friend who's married to an Armenian man. She speaks English. Her daughter will speak English, Armenian, Tagalog, and then I have another friend who is African American who happens to speak English and French, and his wife is Hispanic, so I think she's Mexican. So their daughter and their kids will speak English, Spanish, and French, and I just find that so fascinating and so amazing. And like, I am so jealous of these children that they're going to learn all these languages, and so that is one of my goals. My next goal: run a half marathon. Okay, I think I bit off more than I can chew with this because I already signed up for this half marathon. I'm gonna be running in this race on April 1st or April 13th of 2024. I wanted to choose something to give me time, but I didn't want to wait too long into the year because I didn't want to lose focus. I start my Japanese class in February, but I think I bit off more than I could chew because I didn't realize that 8 miles of this course are actually in the mountains. Thankfully, it's a mountain that I know very well, and I know the trails very well, but that is something I've never ran in like one of these things before. I think I walked a long time ago, maybe like 3 miles when I was in LAPD Explore, but this will be my first half marathon. So I am super excited to do that. I am training with the Nike Run app, so I don't know, we'll see. I have walked or hiked 15 miles. It took me like 5 hours. My feet were killing me, so I'm still debating like, how am I gonna go about this? Am I going to use my running shoes? Am I gonna use my Cambro? I heard I couldn't use these fucking kids. I heard I couldn't use headphones, so I don't know. Let me silence this room. Okay, my next New Year's resolution is going to be called fears. So what does that entail? When I went hiking the 52 for 2022, I one of the doctors that I worked with was like, be very careful you don't get bit by a snake. And I ended up learning more about snakes, and instead of being scared of them, I actually became really fascinated with them. Also with spiders, I was never really terrified of spiders, but of course I would like try to take them out of the house using like a cup and a piece of paper and like try not to kill them, but if they're really scary looking, just like swatting them and killing them, and I don't want to do that anymore. So I figured instead of being afraid of something, and I haven't chose what exactly this is going to be about, but like let's say spiders for instance, instead of being afraid, I want to learn more about them so that I can get rid of that fear. So I found a girl on Instagram called Tiana the Bug Lady, and she loves jumping spiders. She owns jumping spiders as pets, and I just found that so fascinating, and following her made me less scared. And actually the other day I went to the cafeteria at work and there was a jumping spider on the register, and I was like, oh my god, look how cute, because I just find them so cute now. And the girl who was ringing me up was like, terrified of it. I literally scooped it up in my hand. I thought I was nuts. Like, who picks up a spider in their hand? I know they don't bite because she told me they don't, and Tiana, and she said that if they do, it's not poisonous or venomous and it's not going to kill you. So I picked it up in my own hand, and I was so proud of myself, and I was excited. So I was very excited to learn that. So I don't know what fear I'm going to learn about this year. I haven't exactly chosen one, but that is my next New Year's resolution. So I think that should be a good one for you guys. Next one is 24 for 2024. All right. I am obsessed with ramen. I've loved ramen as a kid. I got this new ramen tattoo. You guys, I'm sorry, my husband's showering because we're going to dinner with my mom soon. I got this new ramen tattoo, and one reason, besides the fact that I'm obsessed with like Japanese culture, one reason that I chose to get this tattoo, or one reason why I love ramen so much, is because ramen can be enjoyed by all classes, by everybody. It is what you eat when you're a broke college student. It is what you eat at a fancy dinner. Like, I just love ramen so much. So for 2024, my plan is to go to 24 different ramen locations that are new to me, because I actually, whenever we travel, I try to go to a new ramen place in a new state. So I'm excited for that. The next one is read all of Twilight. Okay. You guys, I know this book is so old. I know these movies are so old, but I've had this entire series for so long, and I've only gotten through 1.5 books, if that. And yet I started reading a lot this year, yet have never finished this series. And so I am determined to, before I go and buy new books, I'm gonna do that. Okay, my next one is create a company. What? Okay. I'm a firm believer in having multiple streams of income. I've been trying to do YouTube and trying to get paid from YouTube for a very long time now. It hasn't happened, but that's okay. I am patient. It is actually at this point a hobby that I love and enjoy and just do it for fun. But I want to, I spelled create wrong. I really want to have multiple sources of income. I do have 2 different careers right now, and I do have 2 different jobs, but they're with the same license. So if I lose my license, I have no job. YouTube eventually, hopefully, will be my 3rd stream of income. So I really want to create a company. I have a couple ideas in mind. My husband and I are thinking of creating, like, whether it is a production company or like photography, not sure exactly what type yet. We're still working the kinks out, but it's something that I've always been passionate about. I love photos. I used to want to be a model when I was younger. I just love pictures. So I think that is going to be the company that we end up doing and creating. I've also always thought about selling like nursing stuff, like mugs, t-shirts, pins, stuff like that. So that is on my list as well. And the other one is going to be my last one, lose weight again. Okay, let me tell you something. I spent nearly $4,000 on my personal trainer, and I did not lose 1 freaking pound. Actually, I'm down 3 pounds, but for the whole year, that's horrible. I I'm not too sad about it. I've learned so much this year. I feel like my body composition is definitely different. I can lift weights that I could never lift in the beginning. I used to only be able to squat the Olympic bar. I can squat, I believe, up to 135 pounds now. My lat pull down when I first started was like 55 pounds. I'm like at 100 pounds now. My bench presses comfortably was about 15. I can do 20 now. Not bench presses, shoulder press. When I first started bench pressing, I can only bench press the Olympic bar, which is 45 pounds, and I'm up to 65 pounds now. I can be so good and consistent with working out, but I have not been good and consistent with food. I've learned so much about food, but I am so addicted to food. I've become a foodie. Like, I never loved food this way, so I just have to kind of hone in. So I'm hoping that with my training for a marathon and trying to focus on my eating habits, that it'll go better this year, because ultimately there is a different prize that I will talk about later on. But I will be filming and vlogging that journey, and I'll bring you along with me. One thing that I did decide to do, and call me crazy if this was a little obsessive, but I am a task person. I love to make lists and cross them off. That is just my type of personality. That is what suits me best. But I got this little planner that I've had for freaking years now, and I just bought these little stickers. I got this idea from Jaclyn Hill, who said that she actually stopped drinking, and what motivated her was that every day she would put like a little star sticker for every day that she didn't drink. So I got these cute little stickers. This is for my running, for when I run for my marathon. These are weightlifting stickers, little dumbbells, and then I got food stickers. So the reason why I got food stickers was because I eat beef way too often. My triglycerides are so high, so I'm just going to mark when I run, when I work out, when I lift, and what kind of protein I eat that day. It sounds a little obsessive, but I feel like for me, it'll actually work because I am that task-oriented person. But anyway, these are my 2024 New Year's resolutions. Thank you guys so much for watching. List yours down below, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!